Hey, what's going on, guys? King Midas Collects here, and I just gotta say before we start this video, there is nothing worse than having an entire video that actually went kind of long, 16 plus minutes here, showing off some books from the past week where it was muted, entirely muted. I have no idea what my thought process was in that, where I was talking wise, and the points that I had made in that last video, but all down the drain. So we're just gonna go back into it again and try to do this a little bit more faster, I guess. So I want to make more content, make more videos, and showcase what we picked up. I picked up quite a lot of stuff that in the last week or so, and this is just the stuff that's already arrived. We still got things coming in the mail the next couple of weeks, but instead of waiting until Wednesday to kind of show all this off, I was like, I have to show it off now. There's no way that we can do a 25-minute video on Wednesday with the new comic book day stuff. So let's get right into it. Today I traveled out to Annapolis to one of the bigger comic book stores, LCS's in the area, Third Eye Comics, and just picked up some back issue stuff because I haven't been there in quite some time. So it's always fun to kind of look at their wall, look at their variant wall, and then pick up some things off shelves that I was missing. So I'm going to start off with Die here. We got Peach Momoko issue number 6 cover. I didn't have this one, and I've been looking for it for a while. Unfortunately, it's pretty beat up, so it's just going to be like a chill reader copy. What else we got here? We have... It's not in order because we had to restart this video here, but Selena Red Sonja issue number 8. They didn't have a lot of the early stuff, and I had no idea she did them, so they're gone. I think people are starting to smarten up. Here's the other issue of Die. Again, nothing is in order, so there's issue 15 that I was missing as well. Next up, I didn't know that this was a thing. I love these Ivan Tao negative variants. I love the way that her cape looks here. Unfortunately, there's like a nice little bend there you guys can see, but it's not color breaking, so we'll be able to get it out. The one that I really liked was the Robin Hood annual Grim Fairy Tales Ivan Tao. That one was incredible. Another copy of Artgerm Gun Honey, because this is one of the best covers of 2022 in my opinion. Fortunately, again, reader copy there because it's pretty beat up. Stillwater issue number 12. Apparently I was just missing that. I don't know how that happened. Then we're gonna get in some of the variants. Found this, which is really cool. Again, I'm a video game guy, so seeing this Evanescence Breath of the Wild variant here from Opus Comics, $9.99. FMB right now is going around $25 to $30. So I don't think once they price things, I don't think they really take a look at the variants to reprice them if they, shoot up. And then speaking of other people that I keep missing because I didn't know she was doing covers, anytime Selena does a cover for a series, Carla Cohen is probably doing it too. So again, more Invincible Red Sonja. So issue number 10, that's the 1 in 10 right there. And then also the Virgin of that, I think it's a 1 in 30, but they were both under FMV. Again, variants that don't go up in price like they should, although this did come out last week. Last but not least, guys, I thought this was a steal here for $40. This is Seb McKinnon, Poison Ivy number 3. And I want to say FMV for this book is around, if you got a 9.8, people want this book. It's around $150 to $175. I think this was $40 because if you guys take a real close look, man, that's a lot of color rub on that book. And especially on the bottom right there. So that unfortunately drops the value significantly, but it's such a beautiful piece of artwork. Seb McKinnon really killed it. First time doing a comic book cover, normally known for Magic the Gathering cards, so that was the reason why I initially knew it was a thing, because I was like, oh, Seb McKinnon, I know who Seb McKinnon is, absolutely buying that. And I didn't know that there was going to be that much hype around it. So, with that being said, I think even the book itself is a 9.8 minus the color rub. The color rub is probably going to bring it down to maybe an 8.5-ish. I don't, 9 at best. But somebody, if they really want that book, can still commands somewhat of a price. So, finish off the Third Eye Comic stop with some Grim Fairy Tales. This one's interesting, Ivan Tao here, issue 58, because the FMVs for this on cover price are kind of high. A lot of these books there's nothing significant about it. I don't think very many people are reading Grimm Fairy Tales. Let's be honest, a lot of people buy Grimm Fairy Tales for the cover art. With that being said, though, you're looking at like $12, $15, $20, $25 FMV for cover A's, and it just doesn't make any sense. Issue 58 there, 59, excuse me. That was a $25 FMV book. I'm sure I'm not really going to find anyone that wants to buy that book for 25 bucks, but just in case something happens with it, you never know. Is it a low print run? Probably. Again, nobody reads Grimm Fairy Tales. You can prove me wrong in the comments, but I don't know, you know? So we're just going to show. This one actually was on my wish list because I think this is just a fire cover here for issue 44. A lot of these, unfortunately, do have quite a bit of spine ticks. What I don't like about certain retailers is that their new release walls, how do you put this? If it's like a bookcase or just a flat surface, right? When you just stack books behind each other like this, not in a bag and board, they're going to bend, you know, and people are going to pick them up, and this is how you create these spine ticks on all these books because they just pile up on one another. Issue 53 there. That completes the Grimm Fairy Tales, but that is a decent run of it, which is crazy to me, really. So anyway, next up we have an order from My Comic Shop. I was just filling in run fillers here, or finding artists that I like that have popped up. Maybe I think there was probably a sale for My Comic Shop. Likes to take, like, let's say the J to M back issue books are like 15% off, 20% off, so they do that quite often. So I think some of these books fit in that category. Anyway, Powers of X issue 5. This is David Nakayama. We picked up these Highlander books, Way of the Sword, because I was missing them, and I love Highlander. There Can Be Only Vaughn, the inspiration for it. And then this one was actually on my wish list, issue number 0 there. I think this is fire cover. And I actually have, there's a black and white of this, and I think another variant of that. So I have all of them, which is great. Loki, Agent of Asgard, issue number 8. Apparently this book has some sort of minor key to it. And we got it for $3. Lady Rawhide, we got some Adam Hughes action and more to come. So completing as many Adam Hughes books as I can. Next up, Hex Wives number 1. This is the B cover, Jenny Frison. Lucio Parillo. Good to see some Lucio. We already have issue 3 of Age of Chaos. Apparently I bought another copy. I wasn't paying attention. Here's issue 2, Derek Chew. Beautiful cover. So a really cool Alex Ross cover. I had no idea he did, for Life with Archie issue 37. Kind of creepy, but still, you know, that gorgeous Alex Ross art. Issue number 1 of Magic MTG. Of course, again, we just talked about Seth MacKinnon. This isn't Seth MacKinnon, but they did these Planeswalker incentives. They were polybags, so you couldn't tell which one you were getting, which, you know, I hate that you get a random cover in there, but at least now that you open them up, you can buy them on the secondary market and know what the cover looks like. I think this Virgin of Sorin looks fantastic. I love vampires. Had to pick it up. Like I said, more Adam Hughes here, issue 50 of Legionnaires. I almost just said issue 50, and that leaves you guys to be like, issue 50 or what? Legend of the Stargazer, issue number 4. More Hughes, old school Hughes. We have In-Hyuk Lee, Phoenix Resurrection, issue 1. He actually did a cover for each one of these issues, and it was like the Jean Grey throughout the years, which is pretty cool. Unfortunately, My Comic Shop only had issue 1, so I kind of want to find the other ones too. Again, with the Adam Hughes, I should probably put all the Adam Hughes books together. Your Hammer of the Gods, issue number 2. Or 3. Issue 3, excuse me. Jenny Frison, Hack Slash, issue number 5. A cover. Rise, issue number 3. You Can't Go Home Again. It's a zombie book. I thought that this was a Jeff DeCall cover. It is not. Jeff DeCall only did issue 5 of this series. But it's still about zombies, so that's pretty cool. I mean, this cover looks great too. We got Legendary Red Sonja issue number 1. This is the 2018 series. volume 1 was 2015. I picked this up because I didn't know that Joe Benitez did all the covers, and I'm a huge Lady Mechanica fan. And we're going to talk about Lady Mechanica in a little while. Tula Lote, issue 18 of Red Sonja there. Then we got some Jay Lee. Love this cover. Issue 19, the negative space. Amazing. We have some Justice League of America action. Picked this up. Alex Ross, because it's a connecting variant. And we didn't have this one, but we do have the other cover. So is this the second print? I'm not sure. I don't think it is, because it's a connecting cover. They have issue number 1, of course, Michael Turner. Beloved Michael Turner. So anytime we find that at a good price, we want to pick it up. I think CBSI had actually a feature on these 1 in 10 Justice League of America variants. So my comic shop had some of them, and they weren't variant price. This was like a $2 book. So we picked it up. J.G. Jones, issue 4 with Vixen, Justice League of America from 2006. Some Art Germ. I think this is the only Art Germ that we have today. Robotech number 1 from 2017. And we talked about The Call, so let's check out some The Call. This was a eBay buy. Got both of these books for $13. Best offer is your best friend. So Deadly Class 51, and of course that badass 47. One of my favorite covers. So there you go with Jeff The Call there. This was really interesting. This was an entire lot of Heart Eyes. I don't know if you guys have heard of this from Vault. Pretty interesting series. So these are all the I think these are all, this is the cover A. I can't remember which one. I think this is cover B. I think I showed you guys. This one's 1 in 5, and then there's 1 in 10 and 1 in 25. I can't tell which one is the 1 in 10 and 1 in 25 off the top of my head, but that came in this bundle, and the reason why we picked it up was because I wanted the Jenny Frison cover, and it's crazy. It's a 1 in 50 Jenny Frison for a Vault comic book. You know, independent, it's really difficult that you're going to be able to order, or any LCS for that matter, order 50 copies of Heart Eyes. But Jenny Frison is such a hot artist that people are willing to spend money for it. So the 1 in 50 right off the bat, pre-owned, I remember was already sitting at like $100 just for the 1 in 50. I'm like, man. And then they go, oh, wait, there's a 1 in 75 and a 1 in 100. But check it out. How we got a 1 in 50, the 1 in 75, and then the foil 1 in 100. We got all 3 of these gorgeous, gorgeous covers. I'll show you again. Oh, where's the all right, there's the 1 in 50. Really happy to own these because, again, I want to have every Frison cover if possible. Some of them are very, very expensive. But we got that whole lot, guys. $85. $85, the 1 in 50 is pretty much around that price point. So everything else was kind of thrown in there. I thought that was a steal. That was really cool. I love eBay for that. Again, best offer is your best friend. Actually, I think we bid it on that one, which is why it was a good price. Next up, we ordered some books off of an Instagram seller doing acclaim sales. It was like $1 books, $2 books. Perfect price range, right? So he threw in this one for free, Shadecraft Second Printing. Don't know if anyone read that. I thought it was a pretty neat concept. We picked up New Mutants 100. Milestone issue there. I didn't have the first print, so cool to have that. We have some Conan books here. Issue 109 and then issue 114. 114 is kind of beat up here. Nova issue 21. Again, beat up, but for $1, you can't complain. Love that series. Annihilation is probably one of the most underrated books that Abnett and Lanning wrote. They did a lot of books in that time frame together. I'm going to let to the formation of the Guardians of the Galaxy team that we know and love today. Next up, this one was a steal because we were trying to fill out the lot. I think that one other book you couldn't find, so he's like, I'll just throw in another book. So we got this for $1. I thought this was pretty cool. Wonder Woman issue number 7, again, you know, George Perez, obviously, rest in peace. But it's the first appearance, right? Barbara Minerva, I believe that's Cheetah's name, right? That's her first appearance. Issue number 8 was a cameo appearance of Cheetah, and then issue number 9, Cheetah, the second Cheetah, mind you, his first full appearance, and on the cover too. Next up, Superman 204, Jim Lee action for $1. Are you kidding me? $3 for Teen Titans 22, the Beat cover. It's a badass cover there. Black Panther from 2016, Brian Stelfree's Goodness. The book is like around $10, and we got it for $2. Pretty cool ash can here of Grendel and Batman. Grendel is trending again. I think I got optioned for something, right? I believe. Gears of War 4, because we love our comic book video game adaptations. $2. And a lot of these, the Gears of War books, Infamous, Ratchet and Clank, anything that was Wildstorm related with a video game property, they're going up in value. So be on the hunt for those. God of War, Call of Duty, all of it. We have Frontline G.I. Joe issue number 4. I just thought this was a great cover. I didn't know that Frank Cho did these. This is pretty cool. Jungle Girl issue 0. So it's a 25-center. We got it for $1. I was happy to pay for a Frank Cho book for $1. No problem there. And apparently there's 3 volumes of this. So I kind of want to be on the hunt for that. I'm sure these are in dollar bins. But they're great covers, right? Next up, Lois Lane issue number 11. Ultimate Marvel Team Up issue 7. Bill Sienkiewicz love there. Good to find that. Invincible Image First for $1. This is the 2010 Image First. There's a 2014 version that came out as well. Again, it's just a reader copy, right? For $1. I think there's like a spine tick on the back of it. Walt Disney Comics and Stories 278 or 728. I had the right number combination. But I thought this was a badass cover. Looked pretty cool. And for $1, can't complain. Next two were $2 and $3 respectively. So Transformers issue 28, newsstand. I actually don't, outside of issue number 1 and maybe like issue 13 or something, don't have any of those Transformer books. So I'd like to add a little bit more of them into the collection. And last but not least, for the $3 here, Winnie the Good Little Witch issue 45. It was just cool to see a Harvey book, and I loved Wendy and Casper when I was a kid. So really, really neat that they had that. And it's always so fascinating and fun to just peruse through Instagram and just find great deals. You know, this is how I curate my collection, right? We have all these obscure titles, and it just makes it so unique that there's so many people out there that find different books that make them happy that nobody else would bat an eye at. A couple more eBay buys here. We got this book for $7 plus shipping. So Jonah Hex 87. I was on the hunt for this one. This is a newsstand because it's a good girl cover. I mean, it's pretty sexy. And last but not least, we bought both of these books for $8, which is a steal because I haven't been able to find issue number 2 for a while. Finally popped up on eBay. Talking about Betty and Veronica, some Adam and Hughes, issue number 2. I have a ton of copies of 1, ton of copies of 3 for this 2017 series. Haven't been able to find this cover. So I'm glad that I finally have it now. And to top it off, Life with Archie number 36, Adam Hughes. A lot of people have slept on this one, don't know that this is Adam Hughes cover that he did over there. So pretty fun to have that roped in for a great price for both of them. All right, let's go. Let's show you guys some slabs that we got, right? 2 of them were from My Comic Shop. Actually, I think all 4 of them are from My Comic Shop. These were consignment items. I think it's fantastic when you have, again, we talked about it, best offers, right? So you can haggle a little bit and get these at a good price. You know, I can't turn down one of the GOATs of all time. They had this one. This is like one of the really old labels, but we're talking about Justice League of America issue number 12, the variant by our boy Michael Turner. We shot a Michael Turner cover earlier, but you know, the variant cover for a great price in the 9.8. Love it. Next up, again, a book that we talked about earlier, Lady Mechanica. I'm trying to get every single cover out there. I didn't have this cover B, so My Comic Shop didn't have it, but they had a consignment item for it, Signature Series 9.8. I had to pull the trigger because for $80, I think this is a great steal for a signed book by Joe Benitez for a series that is just a low print run series. I think that a lot of people sleep on it because it's pretty good. I like it a lot. And maybe I'm just more into that steampunk style too. Next up, Lucio Barrio. had to pull the trigger on this one because I just love Magic. So this is a Virgin for issue number 1 from Scorpion Comics in the 9/8. I think this is Olivia Voldaren, one of the vampire characters out of Innistrad. So it's just a fantastic cover. And Lucio is just one of the best to do it. And last but not least, I think this is really neat. Pop Comics over on YouTube showed off a Peach Momoko version of this book, and I had never heard of it before. So when I looked it up, I noticed that a bunch of the artists that normally do exclusive variants for online retailers or convention variants were doing variants for this book. And not only were they doing normal covers, they were also doing naughty covers. So I found one by Leslie Lyrics Lee, who's currently doing a lot of Red Sonja, Vampirella books, Deja Thors, just Dynamite style books, right? Did a cover for this, and we happened to pick up the naughty version for a great price at a 9/8. So, and it's an homage. I love homages. So check this out. Samurai of Oz, issue number 1 in the 9/8. Only 75 copies of this apparently. As you can see on the bottom, it says 2 out of 75. So, and we got to cover it up because them things is popping out. But it's a Kill Bill homage. This is fantastic. I love obscure indie books like this. Nobody else is gonna have okay, yeah, 74 other people are gonna have this book, but how many have it in the 9/8, right? I think it's fantastic. Actually, now that I think about it, I think this is one of the series where there were certain variants where you could only get it in the 9/8 because that's just how they distribute it. But man, it's so much fun to peruse through Instagram, through Facebook Marketplace, through eBay, however you guys get your comics, or digging through dollar bins at different LCSs. But it's crazy that it seems that a lot of these books are hard to come by. Like, you really got to check eBay often to see if listings pop up. I feel like there are certain series, and when you get into certain people's heads about what they like to collect, a lot of these books don't go to market because we just hoard them, right? So it's just really fascinating to see what you find online. There's just so many of the same books that end up being listed over and over again, and sometimes stuff that is like, okay, well, we have that, or we've seen that plenty of times, or there's plenty of copies of it. I'm just kind of rambling now. This is a long video. I didn't want to go this long, but I'm more so kind of bummed that the first video was muted, so I'm trying to curate and talk about these books, but also at the same time in my head I'm trying to monologue and remember what I said last time so that I can kind of repeat it. It's not going well, but that's okay. That's the fun of it. I love doing these videos, so hopefully we get more videos for you guys. Oh, I talked about somebody trying to edit videos for me because I don't have the time, and I think being a perfectionist as I am, to edit a video the way that I would want to edit it, I just don't have the time to do that. So I'm going to outsource it to somebody else, and it's going to give them practice anyway. So I think it's a good idea to do it that way. I don't know what else I want to add, but you guys, thank you so much for tuning in the video. Do all those great social media things, like, comment, subscribe, join that Discord, you know, the culture that pops. We talk about it 24/7. There's a lot of stuff that went down this weekend at D23. Share your thoughts. I'd like to know what your opinions are. A lot of people, there's a lot of division. I just don't understand. I feel like I'm a Kevin Smith, you know, student of the game, because I'm just optimistic about everything. As a comic book fan, I love the fact that we just get the opportunity to have this stuff come in full, like out in the open, out in the public for other people to enjoy, because this was our underground hobby. I couldn't tell you like 20 years ago being made fun of for all this stuff. And now you go anywhere, anywhere out in public, anyone's wearing a Marvel t-shirt, a DC t-shirt, playing Magic the Gathering, or owning every single console and knowing what a Nintendo Switch is. You know, it just wasn't like that. And I just wish that people were more optimistic and understand that it's a wider audience that are trying to enjoy these properties just the way that we do. So let them enjoy it. It might not be for you, but get out of your bubble and understand that there's so many other people that it can reach out to and can touch. Because then we're going to get, the more money that we make, the more properties that they can take and make into a movie or a TV show that we would have never gotten ever, you know. So keep that in mind. So until next time, I've rambled too much, guys. Bagging boredom. We'll see you in the next one.